What if I told you that a gorilla once captured the hearts of millions of people? Yes, all around the world. Not because she could perform tricks, not because she was the biggest or strongest gorilla alive, but because she appeared to communicate with humans in a way no one had ever seen before. Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Coffee, Secrets, and Transformations. I'm your host, Don Ray. Her name was Koko, and nearly for 5 decades, she became one of the most famous animals on Earth. Some believe that she could understand human emotion. Others believe that she could understand life, love, and even death itself. Whether you think she truly mastered language or not, Koko's story remains one of the most fascinating animal stories ever told. So Koko was born on July 4th, 1971 at the San Francisco Zoo. At a young age, she caught the attention of a graduate student named Francine Patterson. So Patterson was studying whether gorillas could learn a modified form of sign language. What began as a research project soon became much more. Patterson spent years working with Koko, teaching her signs for every day, like objects, feelings, actions, and people. Day after day, month after month, Koko learned. Before long, reports claim that she could use hundreds of signs, understanding thousands of spoken English words. The world was captivated. Newspapers, television programs, and documentaries began telling the story of the gorilla who appeared to be communicating with humans. But what truly made people fall in love with Koko wasn't her sign ability. It was actually her heart. For her birthday, Koko was allowed to choose a pet from a picture book. To everyone's surprise, she picked a kitten. The tiny gray kitten was named Alba. From the moment they met, Koko treated the kitten with increasingly gentleness. Imagine this 280-pound gorilla carefully cradling a tiny kitten in her arms. She was carrying Alba everywhere, grooming her, protecting her from, and showing what many observed describes as a gentle affection. So millions of people were amazed. The relationship seems to reveal a side of gorillas that many had never considered before, one fulfilling with tenderness, compassion, and even emotional depth. When something heartbreaking happens, one day Alba escaped and was struck by a car. The kitten died. So when Koko, the handlers, told her what happened, they reported that, which is Koko, became very visibly upset through sign language. She reportedly expressing sadness and grief. She appeared withdrawn and mournful. Many people watching from around the world were stunned. Was Koko truly grieving? So scientists continue to debate exactly how much language Koko understood, but few who witnessed her reaction doubted that she had experience of a profound loss. For many observers, this was one of the first times they seriously considered that animals might experience emotions far more deeper than they previously believed. As Koko grew older, researchers occasionally explored different topics with her, including death. So during one famous exchange, Koko was reportedly asked whether gorillas, where do they go when they die? The response, interrupted by the handlers, was comfortable ho bye. Those 3 words would spread around the world. Some people believe Koko was describing a grave. Others believe she was describing an afterlife. Skeptics argue that the meaning was unclear and that humans have been seeing too much into the signs. The truth is that nobody knows exactly what Koko meant. But what made the moment so fascinating wasn't the answer. It was the possibility that the gorilla was contemplating the concept of death at all. The question continues to intrigue people decades later. As the years passed, Patterson became much more than a researcher. She became Koko's teacher, protector, advocate, and long-life companion. The two spent decades together. Patterson believed that Koko's possessed a rich emotional life and the genius communication abilities. She devoted most of her career to help the world understand great apes and to encourage conversation efforts. Whether critics agree with her conclusion, for now, few could delay the extraordinary bonds that existed between the woman and the gorilla, the one that she had spent years, her entire adult life studying. Their relationship became one of the most unusual friendships in modern science history. She met famous visitors, the ones that would actually come to visit her, apparently in documentaries, and inspired countless discussions about animals' intelligence and conscience. People wanted to know, how much are animals really thinking? What emotion do they feel? How similar are they to us? So Koko began living symbols of those questions. Then in June 2018, after a remarkable lifespan of 46 years, Koko passed away peacefully in her sleep. News of her death spread around the globe. Millions mourned, not just because of a famous gorilla had died, but because many felt they had lost a friend. Today, years after her passing, Koko's legacy continues. Scientists still debate her language ability. Researchers still analyze the evidence. Critics and supporters disagree about what Koko truly understood. Yet, one thing remains undeniable. Koko changed how millions of people view animals. She encouraged people to ask different questions. Can animals love? Can they grieve? Can they form deep emotional bonds? Do they understand death? We may never know the answer. But when people remember Koko's gentle holding a tiny little kitten, expressing sadness after loss, and communicating with the human who cared for her, it's easily to understand why her story continues to inspire wonder. Because of the end, Koko's great gift may not have been teaching humans about gorillas. It may have been teaching humans to see a little more themselves in the animal that shared our world.
Don't rage!